Okay, what's your name?
Ngazi Farah.
And what's your major?
Marketing of French minor.
And what is your country of origin?
Nigeria.
Okay, so we're just going to start off by asking you a couple of questions. Describe your earliest encounter with Afrobeat. Can you recall the time and place of your first encounter?
Yes, actually, it was probably when I was like around 6, as far as I recall. And I think it was at school. We were having an international night, and my mother, along with some other Nigerian women, they were supposed to perform like dance to Fela's, one of Fela's classic songs. And so we were just like, oh, it's cool. My sister and I, along with some of our friends, we were just like, oh, it's cool, you know, or it would be cool if we did just join them and dance. So we joined them and we danced, and you know, yeah, that was my first encounter.
Do you remember like around what age you were?
6-ish.
6-ish?
Yeah.
So you were pretty young.
I was pretty young, yes.
Okay. So on to my next question. Did your parents ever listen to Afrobeat around you and your sister?
Yeah.
Like, was it all the time? Or?
It wasn't all the time, but as far as I can remember, it was, you know, it was they listened to Afrobeat like a great deal, you know, because it's a pretty big deal.
So like, and what kind of, like, did they listen to it in the car, or was it like just around the house, or?
In the car a lot. I mean, in the house sometimes, but more in the car, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And with that said, what are your personal views of Afrobeat?
I really love it. Like, music is a really huge thing in the, not even just in Nigeria, but in the African like cultural period. And Afrobeat just has a really like long history and a very powerful history with my people. So yeah, I really like it because music is just something that's in our like everyday life. We just kind of have to listen to music, like we just can't do anything without it. So I like it. It's really, you know, upbeat and fun, and you just can't move or can't not move when you hear it. So yeah, I do like it. And
if you could describe it, like, what kind of genre would you say it's most similar to? Like, if you had to describe Afrobeat.
It's hard, but there's definitely some element of jazz in there. It's very fast, like upbeat tempo, but more jazz / just African rhythms, African drums and stuff. Yeah, I think that would be the closest. But
so there's definitely like an African influence.
And jazz, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, on to the next question. What are your personal views of the father of Afrobeat, Fela Kuti?
He's pretty awesome. Like, everybody knows him in Nigeria, even if you weren't brought up during the era which Afrobeat like came about. You still do know who he is, because he not only was just a powerful figure when it came to music, but even in the political world at that time, because he was in that era where I guess we used to have some sort of like dictator type leader or something.
There's a civil war, right?
Yes.
What was it called? The Nigerian Biafran?
Yeah, Biafra. But I mean, like, just the leader we had at the time wasn't the best, and he just didn't treat people like very well and stuff. And there was a lot of poverty at that time, so Fela, being who he was and with his prominence, like, did a lot of really good things for people. Like, there's this one time he just like got like a limo and just got in a limo and just stopped in the middle of the streets and started distributing like money, like his wealth to the people. So people really liked him, and he spoke for people that didn't have a voice and stuff. So a lot of people, you know, valued not only his music, but the fact that he tried to help people out as well, you know, any way that he could. So yeah.
So you would say it's people have a generally positive view of him.
Definitely.
Because I know a lot of his music had like a lot of political references in it. So, you know, sometimes people's views of that can be different. Yeah. So you would say that is normally a positive view. Okay. Okay, well, I think you just answered the next question. I was going to ask you, in general, how do you think the Nigerian community views the cultural influences of Afrobeat? Did you want to expand on that?
Yeah, like I said, music is like just part of our culture. Whenever we go to like Nigerian events or African events, period, like they always play music, and Afrobeat generally is in there, always incorporated somehow. Like majority of even the music that we have today, like coming from like young artists, like just a little bit older than me, stuff like that. Like, or my generation of artists, Nigerian artists right now, like they do take, you know, some sort of influence from him. Like even their songs today, they try to put like little elements of Afrobeat, and you hear it like, you know, in the music today. And not even just that, but even other Africans, like, you know, in their music, in music from different countries, other African countries, like they do use that same influence. And so Fela's music not only has impacted just the Nigerian community, but other African communities as well. So you usually hear like other African artists' music with some sort of Afrobeat influence somehow. Even in like the Caribbean and different places, like you always hear something that sounds like it, or a very similar type sound. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You had some very good insight on Afrobeat, and I'm sure it's going to shed a lot of light on the culture and its influences to the Nigerian community.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Helped you out.